Thank you, Siam. That was a very good speech. I'm astounded that you can play 5 instruments? Heaven. Next up is a speech about a gymnast. Gymnasts are graceful, skillful, and have a very well-honed skill. I have great admiration for those who can jump and do all these tricks. Generally, as a rule of thumb, have respect for those who can do what you cannot. The deliverer of this speech is the gymnast herself. She is very nice, soft-spoken, and a well-liked person. I wish her the best of luck in this speech. I am thrilled to present Ms. Avery Shear.
I am inspired by the Olympic gold medalist and Team USA gymnast Simone Biles. The first reason she inspired me was because of her hard work, determination, dedication, and commitment abilities. She always tried her best at everything. Next, she was not afraid to stand up for herself even when everyone was pressuring her. She was able to advocate for herself when she was not feeling her best and took a break. Last but not least, she prioritized her mental health and physical health over the sport that made her famous. Even if people were not happy with her decision, she took a break for herself and what she needed to do over anyone else. I first heard about Simone Biles from my dad. He was a gymnast and a gymnastics coach. The more I learned about Simone, the more interested I became to find out more. She was born on March 14, 1997, and grew up in Spring, Texas, where her grandparents and younger sister, Audria. Simone and her younger sister were adopted by their grandfather, while her older brother and sister were adopted by her grandfather's sister. From a young age, she wanted to grow up to be something great. Simone was first introduced to gymnastics at a school field trip. After the field trip, she got a letter requesting for her to start gymnastics. At the age of 6, Simone started gymnastics and began fully training at the age of 8. At a very young age, she was diagnosed with ADHD. After being diagnosed, Simone started taking medicine to help her focus more on her training. One of the biggest challenges Simone faced was having to withdraw from the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. She even said, "It just sucks to train 5 years and it doesn't go the way you wanted." Simone struggled with a case of the twisties, where you lose control midair. After not feeling confident enough to finish competing, she withdrew from the competition. This helped Simone prioritize her physical and mental health so she could continue to get better in the future. In an interview, she said physical health is mental health. After the fact, in another interview, Simone told the public, "For anyone saying I quit, I didn't quit." With all the pressure and intense competition, she had to do what was best for her and only her. This is a great example for everyone to hear about because it would make everyone feel comfortable about prioritizing themselves and what they needed. Simone showed the public that everyone's health matters. Another challenge Simone had faced was having to deal with ADHD. She had been diagnosed since a very young age. Simone had to learn to compete and function her everyday life and gymnastics while having ADHD. In the Rio Olympics 2016, the World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, accused her of cheating by taking medicine for her ADHD, therefore giving her an unfair advantage. After finding out that Simone did indeed have a disability and that she was not breaking any rules, everyone was super happy and relieved she could still compete. Afterwards, Simone states, "Having ADHD and taking medicine for it is nothing to be ashamed of." Simone shows that people with disabilities can be normal and more, and maybe even excel in places others can't. Last but not least, Simone showed me how to try hard, but also how to stay focused and committed. When she was 14, she started homeschooling to focus more on her gymnastics training. When Simone trained for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, she trained 7 hours a day, 6 days a week, and sometimes more than once a day. She trained by swimming, running, biking, working out, and more. Simone is not only dedicated to practicing routines and skills, but to also keeping in shape and getting in the mindset. Along with many admirational qualities, Simone has had many accomplishments during her career in life. She has won 32 medals, making her the most decorated gymnast of all time. In the Rio Olympics 2016, she won 4 gold and 1 bronze, making her the 5th female to win that in one competition. She is also considered the GOAT, which is greatest of all time for gymnastics. In her first year of competing, 2013, Simone won the all-around title and was the first African American to accomplish that goal. She became the very first female to land the Yurchenko double pike, which is the most difficult vault in a competition. Simone has even had 4 skills named after her. Simone connects to my life in many different ways. First of all, my dad, my brother, and myself all have done gymnastics. She is a great role model for us and young gymnasts all over the globe. Another way Simone has influenced my life was through her hard work, determination, dedication, whether that was through many years of training, doing schoolwork, and managing day-to-day challenges, Simone has always stood out to me. When I did gymnastics, I was too young to understand this. Recently, I have applied this to my dance rehearsal, my schoolwork, and more. When I know I have a long night of work, I push through it and try to do my best, just like she does. Simone Biles has taught me many things throughout her lifetime. She has shown me to do my best work and try hard at everything. Another thing Simone has demonstrated was to advocate for yourself. Last, she prioritized the needs of herself over others, which is something everyone can learn from. I hope you all take some of the lessons you learned from Simone and apply them to inspire you. I know that I am grateful to have such a great role model who is committed to speaking her truth while also striving for her own personal excellence. Thank you for listening. Any questions? Yes. The question was, how old is she currently? She is 24. Barbara? The question was, what is her favorite event? And it is floor. Sloan? The question was, how long did I do gymnastics for? And I did it for about 4 or 5 years. Jack? The question was she my first inspiration choice? She wasn't my first choice, but she was the one that stood out the most. Andrea? The question was, when she dropped out of the Olympics, how did I feel? I was a little disappointed, but I knew that it was best for her what she did. Miss Franzition? The question was, in my research, did I find that she was going to continue to compete, or was she going to retire? There's been mixed things, but I'm pretty sure she's going to retire. Thank you.